Hello everybody, it's Andrew Field here, and I'm going to change things up a little bit with an NFL video. I've been more and more become an NFL fan, and these NFL playoffs have been really great. And I just watched of course, the Los Angeles New Orleans game, and I'll just summarize what happened and um, to make my predictions for the Patriots-Chiefs game. With the Los Angeles and New Orleans game, Los Angeles ended up beating New Orleans in overtime, 26 to 23. It's a really close game that was entertaining and intense for sure. Um, the Saints ended up losing the game, um, like they did last year, the playoffs were, but like in a really crazy way. In the first quarter, the Saints definitely dominated. They scored a field goal, and then they got an interception off the Rams because it went right off Gurley's hands and into the Saints. But then the Rams defense held them to another field goal, so it was 6-0. And then after the Rams punted it, they scored another touchdown, and that made it 13-0. So, I mean, you wouldn't think that they'd be able to come back, but the Rams did, and they made it 13-3 right before the second quarter. And in the second quarter, it was going back and forth with punts, and then the Rams scored a touchdown to make it 13-10, and the Rams definitely dominated the second quarter. Um, and so halftime was 13-3. Um, Then in the third quarter, the Saints had a touchdown to make it 20-10 to space in their lead a little bit more. And then right after that, the Rams had a touchdown to make it 20-17. And then in the fourth quarter, the Rams had a field goal to tie it 20-20, and that was crazy too because the the Rams had it at like the 1 yard line, and instead of going for it in fourth and goal, they ended up just kicking the field goal because it was to tie the game because they didn't want to. There wasn't that much time left, so well, actually, there was still a lot of time left. It was like I think eight minutes or so. There was a good amount of time left, but they just decided that they wanted to keep the game. They wanted to get some points on the board, but I think they should have gone for it. And then New Orleans had another field goal to make it 23-20, but what people are saying is the biggest no call of the season. Um, like a Saints player was right next to the um, not only the red zone but the touchdown. He was on like the 2 yard line, and he was going up for a catch, and the Rams player just comes in and like blows him out, so he can't make it. And they didn't call pass interference, and that would have like kept the clock going, but like and they would have had more plays, and they wouldn't have been able to call timeouts, and the Saints would have most likely won. But because of that, they got a field goal instead of a touchdown, and the Rams got the ball with enough time to score a field goal. Um, the Rams kicker was a very good kicker, and he made a 48-yarder to send it to overtime. Um, and then with Drew Brees, I really felt for them in overtime. Ended up giving him a pass interference. It didn't make up for it. The refs did a very bad job in not calling that because that blew the game for the Saints. They ended up losing when they shouldn't have even gone to overtime. They gave him a pass interference call, but um, they ended up having an interception on the Saints because Drew Brees was throwing the ball up and he got hit, and the receiver Thomas didn't really seemed like he knew where the ball was, and the Rams player recovered it, and they ended up having a field goal, which was a risky call as well because it was a 57-yard field goal. And if they were to miss it, then Brees would have gotten the ball with good positioning. And I think that they just did it because they knew it was the best way for them to win, not have to worry about Brees and their offense. Because the craziest part was the whole game they weren't winning. The only time they were close was tying it to go to overtime, but they were losing the whole game. Then they tied it and then won it in overtime off an interception and field goal. But that kicker did an amazing job scoring a 48-yard field goal and a 57-yard field goal. And I'm a Bears fan, so you know, the Bears had kind of a really sad ending because they lost to the Eagles 2 weeks ago, 16-15, because our stupid kicker Parkey missed a 43-yard field goal. It was slightly tipped, but I don't think that wasn't the reason why it was missed because it was very slight. And that this guy came in clutch, and they were in New Orleans, so the noise played a big part in the game, and with Goff in the offense because they couldn't hear the ball that well. Um, I mean, they couldn't hear like their play calls, and he couldn't talk to the coach that well. So the fans did a really good job. Goff and their offense did a really good job. They did all around. Their offenses and defenses did a really good job. And but if you look at the statistics, the Los Angeles had more total yards, more passing yards, more rushing yards, more yards per play. Um, they both threw one interception. Um, the Saints had better third down conversions, but that was because Los Angeles was 0 for 4 and had a really bad percentage, but they came through it towards the end. They had like almost 15 more minutes of possession time, Los Angeles, and they had a bit more penalties. But like I was saying, the Saints definitely controlled that game, and it was crazy. And it was like they've lost in a crazy way again because of that no call and because of a 57-yard field goal. But overall, that was a really good game, and a salute to the Saints. I'm sorry, but you know what? The Bears, I'm a Bears fan, and we lost in a horrible way because I meant to do a video about this, but we lost because our kicker missed a 43-yarder where he made it the first time. The Eagles coach called a timeout, and the second time it got slightly tipped, and the ball hit the goalpost and then the crossbar, or the bottom bar. It hit two posts. But anyways, with the AFC Championship game that's just going on right now, I would guess that even though I could see it going either way because these offenses are really crazy, I think people are underestimating the Patriots because they weren't doing as well, even though they're doing really well. And I think that even though I could see either team win, I think that with Brady and with everything the Patriots have done, I think that they would end up winning this game. I'm calling for the Patriots. But yeah, I hope you guys liked me talking about this. And if you guys want to see more videos about the NFL or other things, just please comment below. Please like the video if you um, did like the video, and please subscribe for more videos like this or in politics. That's what most of my videos are. Alright, have a good rest of your day, guys. See ya.